Thank you, Madam Chair. My name is Dustin Bertrand. I'm from Abbeville, Louisiana, on behalf of myself and Louisiana Right to Life. And I don't know, maybe I can just give a little light into this news perspective, maybe. For the most part, I was born and raised in South Louisiana. I was raised by a single parent the first 5 years of my life. My mom got married and blessed me with an amazing stepfather and a younger brother. But I'll be honest, when I was 19 years old, I was a sophomore at McNeese State University. My life changed. I had a hole in my heart, and I needed to have open heart surgery in New Orleans, Louisiana. And so upon having that surgery, I was over 18, so I had to fill out some paperwork. And they said that I could possibly die. And so for whatever reason, I wanted to know where was the dad before this dad, because I had struggled calling my stepfather father. And so she walked me down a night that she never forgot and a conversation that I'll never forget. So in August 2009, in Abbeville, Louisiana, on the south of the airport, on a green picnic table, behind our pool house, over some gravel rocks, next to a gray Lincoln owned by my grandmother, a conversation between me and my mom changed the course of what I thought a man should be and should become. And she's like, you know, Dustin, I'm sorry, I really don't know who your biological father is, because she walked me through a Louisiana Saturday night when she was having a little bon temps, where she was date raped. And she woke up the next morning in an apartment building, in a hotel building, not knowing how she got there, not exactly what happened to her, but having that woman's intuition. But guys, I just come here to tell you today, luckily for me, my mom did not just say yes to life. She said yes to being my mother for the last 34 years. I don't think I'm a son of a rapist. I'm a son of a Southern woman who said yes in the face of a tragedy and egregious injustice to her. She has been able to unconditionally love me, get me through school, and we now take care of my dying grandmother as co-caregivers. I also would like you to think about this. When women or children are in these crisis situations, right, I'm sure they're full of fear. But in my case, my mother's greatest fear has become her greatest advocate. Obviously, the rapist left my mom. My mom's father left her. And my mom's former husband left her. But you know what? 34 years later, her son, who was once her greatest fear, has become her greatest advocate and doesn't plan on leaving her anytime soon. So I'm not here saying that we know what the future holds or whatnot. But who's to say whenever this young woman gets a certain age, she doesn't realize or believe that she did murder someone in her belly those years ago by having an abortion. We don't know. I can't justify that or guarantee that. I'm just here to shed light with y'all guys that my life has value but behind the way in which I was conceived. I've counseled some of your sons that don't have fathers. I've counseled some of your daughters who felt unheard and unseen. I'm a full-time leadership and like you say, accompaniment for our youth around the state of Louisiana, from as far south as Galliano and as far north as Spring Hill. So I'll just say, keep that in mind when you make these decisions.
My name is Dr. Sally Ball. I'm an internal medicine physician practicing in Shreveport for 18 years and 7 years in New Orleans for a total of 25 years. Thank you so much for this opportunity, Chairwoman Villio and Representative Boyd, for the privilege to shed some light in the way of an alternative perspective on House Bill 164. Your desire to hear all of your constituents' viewpoints, both presently living and those to be born, is what makes our great state of Louisiana great. It is oftentimes the dissenting view that makes our solutions become more apparent. My husband and I recently traveled to Bukavu, Democratic Republic of the Congo, to partner with an organization, My Child and Me, founded by Josette Zahinda. This group rescues, teaches, equips abused women and their children that have been abandoned by their husbands, oftentimes for being raped and sexually abused. While we were there, our organization, Lazarus Momentum, was able to employ a female physician whose primary objective will be to provide medical and psychological support to these women and children, as well as former program participants. We've heard a lot of gut-wrenching testimony, a lot. But allow me a different vantage point. Rather than throwing out the baby with the bathwater, let us help these women and children. I'm an individual that was conceived as a result of an egregious incident between my birth mother and her uncle. Sexual violence causes incredible trauma. You've heard that today. And it can last a lifetime. Let's join together to address those issues: depression, anxiety, insomnia, post-traumatic stress disorder that ensue after such an event. Let's do this with legislation that provides for psychological counseling and medical care for these suffering women and children.